Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be ranking my most expensive makeup products. I got this video idea from Tara Brooke here on YouTube. God damn it. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be ranking my most expensive makeup products. I got this video from Tara Brooke here on YouTube and I will link her video down below, and she told me that I should definitely do this and she was right. So we are going to just jump right into it. I have it kind of separated into tiers. So like tier number 1 is my best, tier number 2 is right in the middle, and then the bottom tier, which I wouldn't necessarily recommend. All right, let's just hop right into it. This is the third time I'm filming this. We are getting it done and it's gonna be good. So the first brand, I don't wanna give a lot of screen time to because it's had too much already because the brand infuriates me. This is Chantecaille, and we know a lot of what they did because I've mentioned this a lot. Their products are not worth it, period. This blush is only about $34, I think, but this is a placeholder for the $79 blushes and the $80 face duos and the $52 eyeshadow quad and all the other crazy stuff that I tried from them that wasn't worth it. However, this blush at least works. It shows up when you use a undyed natural goat hair brush and you get it on there and you slap it on. It works. But I would not recommend them. I wouldn't recommend anything from this brand, honestly. And then we've got 2 of the lip cheeks and a lip veil. This I honestly haven't even worn enough to tell. I think I wore it once. I don't even remember. The lip cheeks, I will say I do enjoy wearing these, but they are not worth $48. Done. Next product. So this is also on the bottom, but just because it's not the product for me. This is from Tom Ford, and this is one of their cream and powder eyeshadows. This is in the shade Fleur Neige. It was from their winter 2019 collection, and I mainly purchased it because it was a taupe cream shade, and this was back in the days where you could swatch things, and I swatched it and it looked so beautiful. So basically what happened was my first trip to Nordstrom to buy the Soleil Neige collection, they were about to close, so I swatched everything, took photos of it, and then left so that I could really think about what I wanted to buy. And then it comes with this little powder on top. It's fine, it's okay. I definitely picked one of these up because Samantha Ravndal always talked about her Tom Ford one in Naked, but I completely forgot until looking this up for this video. This is $65. No, I would not buy this again. I'm glad I bought it and I tried it because I really was so excited for that Tom Ford collection. So I don't regret it in that aspect, but the fact that this was crazy, and it creases on me, but that's a me thing. So if your eyelids don't crease, this could work for you if you're into that one and done kind of a thing. I personally like an eyeshadow palette, so that's another reason why that wasn't a good purchase for me. Next, this is not a luxury brand, but it's really expensive for what it is. It's NARS. I've not purchased anything from NARS full price because holy moly, that's a lot. I think their palettes retail for $60. That's too much. I'm pretty sure this might have been $65. I bought this, this one I got off Poshmark. I paid less than retail for it and it was brand new, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I don't think I would do it again. And I sure as heck would not pay full price. And then this I picked up at TJ Maxx. This is the Ignited palette. I really, wanted this palette for a while. I'm happy with it. I'm glad that I only spent $30 on it instead of $60, but it's okay. Like the shimmers in here, they're not like Cleona shimmers. They're not like my Give Me Glow glitters and shimmers, so it's okay. That's why it's in the bottom tier. And then this is in the bottom tier because of the formula. This is the Tom Ford Gold Dust Bronzer. It's got little gold micro shimmers in it, as the name suggests, gold dust, and it's quite red toned. So I find I have to really be careful when I'm applying this to not get too much on the brush and get it in one spot. It kind of sticks and then it's kind of red. And then also the little flecks of gold glitter kind of end up everywhere on my face. I have a feeling I will enjoy this more in the summer when I have a tan, because the color will be better for me, but I wouldn't buy it again. So these retail for $115, but I got them for 55% off, which was a great deal. If you can get them on a good deal, get them on a good deal. I think they're discontinuing them as well, but this one's okay. So that is it for the bottom tier, and now we're entering the middle tier. So bottom of the middle tier, this is just because of what the brand is. So this is the original Hourglass Illume Sheer Color Trio in the shade Sunset. Pretty sure this is about $65. I looked up all the prices before the video and I forgot. I used this every day in either 2017, early 2018. I purchased this because of Samantha Ravendall, of course. And the contour bronzer shade is a really beautiful cream bronzer, and the blush is also a really beautiful color. I actually used this with like my beauty blender. I just dug in, and for what it is and for what it's worth, I do feel like I got my money's worth. I wore it every day for like a year. I wouldn't recommend buying it now because Hourglass is doing Hourglass things and we're not talking about them anymore. But they were beautiful, and every recommendation I've ever gotten from Samantha Ravendall has not steered me wrong. So, but it's the brand. It's the brand. Formula's great. If she could dupe the formula, that'd be amazing. So next up is from Tom Ford. This is the Sheer Illume Trio. That's what I just said. This is the shade in Illuminate Eye and Face Palette in Intensity 2 Moonlit Violet. So this comes with a bronzer, a highlighter, and then a quad. Some of the palettes in this form were a bit odd, the shades that they used for like the highlight and the bronzer, because I feel like this bronzer was on the deeper side and this was one of the lightest highlighters they had. But then there were lighter bronzers with darker highlighters. So I'm really glad that the color story I wanted for the eyeshadows fell with these two products. If you are interested in this palette and you match around my shade, you will be able to use everything in here. But for the price, is it worth it? I did not pay full price for this, but this retails for $150. If you like Tom Ford, you know, you're kind of paying for just like the luxury aspect of it. Like ooh, it's Tom Ford, I have a Tom Ford face palette. The only reason this is in my middle tier is because I don't use it as much as I should. So for that, I look at it and I'm like, oh, I like it, I don't regret it, but I don't use it, and that's where I feel that slight negativeness with it, so I had to go into the middle tier. Next product, this I want to say is my smack dab in the middle product, but I would highly recommend this if you like the color story. So this is from Huda Beauty, and this is the New Nudes palette, and this retails for $65. This is absolutely stunning. I have tape over the concealer shade. That's not the concealer shade, that's an eyeshadow. Tape over the concealer shade, and I don't use the glitters. But if you like this color story, I would highly recommend this palette. The mattes pretty much blend themselves, and every look I create with this is just so romantic and mauvey and rosy and beautiful. The shimmers are next level. They're so pretty. The weird chunks, they're beautiful. So if you are interested in this palette, I don't think you would be disappointed. However, it is a $65 eyeshadow palette. I bought this on first launch and I'm so glad that I did. I don't use it as much as I once did, but I'm very glad to have it, and when I see it, I only think positive things with this. And the packaging isn't that bad. It's cardboard and she is on it, but she's kind of covered up and her eyes are looking down, so it's not as weird as some of the eye palettes where like her eyes are wide open, because I don't really like that. But this, really good quality, a really beautiful pinky mauve berry rosy palette. Next, this is my top item on this tier, and these are my Tom Ford eyeshadow palettes. So I've got 5. I realize I have a lot from Tom Ford. This video has made me realize how much I truly do own. These are in order. So my least favorite is number 3, the Soleil Diva. We've talked about this before if you've seen my earlier videos. The top 2 shades don't perform the way other Tom Ford eyeshadows do in my opinion. This one's really glittery and this one just doesn't show up at all. These two are pretty, but it's not worth $88 for 2 shades. So that's that on that. However, I'm glad I had them. I'm glad I tried them. Next we have Soleil. This is only low because of the color story. However, the formula is spot on in this palette, except for this one's like a bit glittery. But this shade is so beautiful, and then the icy white is just a classic icy white. I don't really pull towards like dark navy blues like this, which is why it is lower, and you can't get this anymore, so I can't really recommend it. Next, this one you might be able to get. I will have to look it up, and I might link it below if it's available. This is the First Frost, and this was one of my first YouTube videos, was reviewing this. And this is really pretty. You've got a beautiful inner corner highlight shade, a beautiful lid shade, another beautiful lid shade, and a shade to kind of deepen it up, or you could just wear these all over the lid. I think this is a really versatile palette, and I think it's worth it because the quality is really good. I was really happy to have been able to pick that up. And then I have, this is my favorite of the limited edition ones. So this is Soleil et Lune. I've spoken about this before. It's the mint that did it for me. I've always loved mint eyeshadow. Back when Dose of Colors released their ice cream palette back in 2017, I bought it and I used that mint eyeshadow almost every day that year. So it's just the color story that's always going to hit me right in the feels with that mint. And I've got good memories with this palette as well. And then my number one for Tom Ford, this is permanent, and this is the one I would recommend to anyone who's interested in getting a Tom Ford quad because it is really wearable and really everyday. So this is number 3, Nude Dip, and this is a very neutral palette. I don't want to say this is cool toned because of, you know, it's a pinky and then a bit of a brown, and this gold is not a cool toned shimmery shade. It has a little bit of a neutral to it, so it's a very good neutral palette which would work for anybody, which is why I think you would get really good use out of this if you were interested in a Tom Ford quad. For me, my biggest issue is I just don't use them as much because I like my eyelids to be pink or purple most of the time, but I will typically reach into a palette like this for an interview, a photo ID, a wedding. I think they would be really pretty. So if you love that everyday natural, not necessarily natural, but just really easy go-to looks, I would say if you're on the fence about it, do it. Wait for a Sephora sale though. And next, this is gonna be no surprise because these are all face products. This is my top tier. So we'll start with the ones that I have had the least amount of time, because it would be fair to put that as number 1 when I haven't had them that long. So these are from Chanel. And we have it's the Chanel Fleur de Printemps. This is the Spring 2021 collection. This is it's beautiful. It's like a really good natural coral. And then we've got the 2020 winter collection. This is Le Chains de Chanel. So this was their illuminating blush. I think this is still available on their website. That's where I picked mine up. And I do believe the spring one is still available. Why did I close that? These are amazing. I definitely went into them not knowing what to expect, especially based on my experience with Chantecaille. But these blew me away. They are so pigmented, but not overly pigmented. If you want a sheer wash of color, you can get that depending on the brush that you use. And if you want a lot of color, a lot of pigment, you can go in with like a natural undyed goat hair brush and pick up a bunch of product, because I like a lot of blush. I am a blush. I want to be covered in blush. So that the fact I can do that with these, but then also they are really wearable, is perfect. I love a versatile product. If I'm going to spend a lot of money on something, I want it to be able to work for all options of that product. So I would highly, highly, highly recommend these, especially because Chanel limited edition typically means limited edition. And this one is just really, really beautiful for spring. And I'm so happy to have these. The middle product for the top tier goes to Tom Ford yet again. This is the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Glow Stick. Oh, some of them say Shade and Illuminate and some of them don't. So these were another, well, the first one, which is Sunstruck, was another Samantha Ravndal made me buy it. But they are a blush and highlighter stick. However, I only use them for the blush. So I'm only going to show you the blushes because that's what I'm ranking. I'm ranking the blushes. Highlighters, take it or leave it. But these are the blushes. And these are hands down my favorite cream blush to ever exist on this earth. Also, inside the cap, they've got a little cushion so you don't destroy the product when you close it, which is really cool. The only thing that sucks about these is they don't exist. He only has released them for like limited edition collections, and then you can never buy them again, which is heartbreaking, and why I have 3 and I barely use them except for in the summertime because that's when I get the most use out of them. The shades that I have, not that this matters because you can't buy them, I have Sunstruck, Megev, and Soleil Neige. These retail for $58, but they are worth every penny for the blush. And a bonus if you like the highlighter, honestly. I'll show you one of them. If you like the highlighter, good for you. Not for me, I don't care. I never open that side. But the blushes are top notch. I would highly, highly recommend them. I hope that Samantha Ravndal's brand comes out with a dupe of this blush. I would have to buy all of them, so I'll keep my fingers crossed. And now the top product is also from Tom Ford, and it's the brother to the other bronzer. This is the shade number 2 Tara, the Tom Ford Glow Bronzer. And this, hands down, is my favorite bronzer of all time. I will never buy another bronzer because I can't imagine it ever topping the quality and the performance and the shade of this one. It's perfect. It's the perfect shade for at least my skin tone in September to January. I do think I will dip into the other one in like the summer when I am tan, but this is so beautiful. I'm so happy that I picked it up. Again, they were 55% off and their retail value is $115. I don't remember what I paid, but it was such a good deal, and I had like 2 free day shipping from ShopRunner. It came so fast. It was crazy. I ordered it Friday night and I think it came on Monday. It was a great time. But this is it. This is the bronzer. I don't plan on purchasing any more bronzers, and if I do, you have every right to just roast me because this is it. This is the best bronzer. Nothing will ever top this. And I think they are discontinuing them. So if you can get your hands on this at a discount, I would highly recommend it. Or they have mini ones, but don't buy the mini ones at full price. Buy the mini ones on sale. So this is the top. This is number 1. This is my number 1 most expensive product, and it's over $100, so it counts. It really counts. All right, well, that is all of my most expensive makeup ranked. Please let me know down below if you would like me to see me do this with brushes. I have a medium-sized handful of Japanese brushes, and then I also have some higher price synthetic brushes. Like I've got some Smashbox ones. Those are good. Spoiler alert, those are good, but I would love to do a video talking about Fude. So let me know if you guys would be interested in that. Please comment, like, and subscribe to my channel, and hopefully I'll see you in my next one. Bye.